Hi, I'm like live. Yay. Okay, so hi y'all. Steph here and yeah, so I am in a different location than normal. As you can see right over there is the this that's where I normally film from. Let's turn it. Let's turn it. See, that's my desk area. There it is. There it is. Okay, but am I there right now? No, I'm actually sitting by who knows me well enough to know what we call these what are they called? What are they called? Yes, you're right. They're called the tiny twins. So I'm hanging out by the tiny twins because I am in the process of getting materials together for Summer Science Club 2021. Yeah, like going to do a lot of stuff. Summer Science Club 2021 is um, pretty involved, guys. Um, and disclaimer, I am, as you know, in NYC, and those who watch normally regularly know that, frankly, if you hear noise, it's not because I'm a loud person, it's because things around me are going on and one of my neighbors is playing their music like really loud. So if you can hear that, I apologize, but this is the time that works best for me to go live. Um, I can never time when neighbors will make a bunch of noise. I can't time whether or not the sirens are going to go by. And on cue, we have people honking. So anyways, hoping you can't hear that, but I suspect you might be able to because I have the noise canceling function on and I can still hear it. So yeah, such is life. That's my disclaimer. Um, hopefully that's all I'll say about it because other people who know me really, really well know that I'm easily distracted by noise. And it's it's hard for me not to comment on it. So that's my obligatory comment for myself. I'm going to just kind of press on. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Ms. Steph. I am the founder and executive director of Triple F Empowerment Inc. And as I said before, I'm normally filming from over there in my apartment, but today we are by the tiny twins. We're sitting by the tiny twins because I'm doing things like, do you see this? Do you see this? Is it water or is it slime activator? What is it? Well, guess what? After it's been labeled properly, the child who gets it in the mail is going to know that it's slime activator. Okay. And what week are these for? As part of the very, very small remote science club that I am going to be doing with a small group of folks that touched base with me. And actually, they're a result of a virtual birthday party that I did. You'll know what these are because they're going to be labeled. So that's why I'm sitting over here. I thought it would be fun to film from the tiny twins. I also didn't really quite realize that you would end up seeing what you're seeing instead of the material. So let's launch into this, right, y'all? So as far as the different things that we need to cover today, as our update, every month I do an update for you. I'm going to continue these updates as long as I can. I think that it's important for different people who interface with Misstep Science Club to know different things, to know like what's going on, to know not only like how I'm doing as a person, but also to get an idea of how our fundraising is going and to get an idea if there's still room essentially for additional partners and what am I doing, like what am I packing, and just following up from various parts of the conversation that I start each month. So one of the things I want to follow up with you about is the t-shirts, right? This time last month I was I hadn't ordered them yet. I was in conversation with people. I actually asked different people. I asked board members, which my dad is one of them, me. So he got to do some input on it. I asked board members what they thought. I asked my teaching assistant. I wanted to get an idea because she was going to have to wear it too. I asked some parents, what would you like to see on the t-shirts? I asked my New York mom, as I like to call her. She's really great at doing t-shirts, and she gets t-shirts for various groups that I've actually been a part of. And so anywho, this is what came out. So this is the first thing I'm updating you on. You all are some of the first people to see this year's t-shirt. As you, of course, it's red. We do have a gray t-shirt as well. Okay. So as you can see, it's got SSC 2021 and the hashtag on the front, as well as our upgraded, as I like to call it, Science Club logo. We don't have anything on the back this year. For various reasons, I decided to do it this way. And like I said, this t-shirt is the product of quite a bit of input from various people. So that's the first thing I'm updating y'all on is the t-shirt. What did I end up doing with that, right? Then we also have the in-person reboot, right? Like, what did we do? How did that turn out? Did we, really do it? Or was I like making it up, right? So in-person reboot. Let's do. Yeah. So that was a big, there it is, the in-person reboot. Yeah, so it's been an interesting kind of road, y'all, to like get there. What were we going to do? How was I going to do it? Did I, I'm trying to edit this into a certain kind of thing. Oh, that's why. Okay. So yeah, I already talked to you about the t-shirts. Now, in-person reboot, like how did that go? So one of the things that happened, and I almost want to say my last update was actually on the day that we were supposed to have Science in the Park, and yay, we were finally going to do the Science in the Park again. No, not so much. Science in the Park did not happen on its original date. We chose a rain date. That rain date was June 5th, 2021. We partnered with Sugar Babies. As you all know, Sugar Babies is one of our community partners. We have various community partners, and we have various ways that we interface with those. I don't want to say various again, but various entities, right? And so we had some science fun just in the park with them. That was cool. That was nice. It was an opportunity to use that space because she's got an outdoor space. And so we decided to turn her outdoor play area into a park, right? Instead of going, say, to Morningside Park. And again, for different reasons. It was like, okay, what amount of control are we going to have in the space, and just what choices I have to make off the cuff and even when I'm planning things. So that went well. And then we actually, unfortunately, for enrollment reasons, were not able to carry on to the very next Saturday. But then the following Saturday, June 19th, we did a collab event with New Light Baptist Church, and we then had Saturday Science outside again in the recently upgraded, not newly, I mean, it's been a couple of years, but the recently upgraded Harriet Tubman Learning Center outdoor space. So they have a track, they have kind of almost this like half football field sized area with a jungle gym situation, all that type of stuff. And so we had some great fun there. In addition, I've also been going in person as I think I shared with you all before, since the first Wednesday in May, I've been going in person to Sugar Babies to provide in-person instruction for daycare students there. I have also popped in person a few times at Harlem Commonwealth's Sonic program over that's held at PS 129. And by the way, that's where we are holding our Summer Science Club, which is at PS 129 in partnership with Harlem Commonwealth Council. And then I did some in-person pop-ins when it came to the closeout of the school year. So I did go in person to Bronx House to finish and do the annual science fair that we actually do with them. Some people, I don't know if folks know, typically one of the things that I do with a science fair, I either coordinate or help the school participate in their district science fair and so forth. So that's one of the services we provide with the traveling science teacher program. That's part of the culmination of the school years to engage in that. Other things that I've done in person in June is graduation stuff, right? So my T-Mouse babies, the fifth graders, they did not have a graduation per se, but there was a gathering at the school, and so I went there, you know? So that's what in-person looked like, getting the reboot. So getting going, as you can tell, has been a bit of a challenge, even though it's happened. We're doing it. There's no, at this point, that's what's going on. But it has been an interesting turnover / transition to get it done, because you've got these sites that are themselves trying to keep up with the changing COVID regulations. They're not really restrictions anymore. They're now certain regulations that are being put into place, as well as shifting from hybrid model to now all in person, and also having to get out the different reports that I do. I don't know how much people know happens behind the scenes when you're talking about these partnerships and all that type of stuff. You know, what am I relegated to, what am I expected to do? What do I do with these organizations? I mean, one of the things that I do is I provide a year-end report. I also help other programs, you know, make sure that they have something for a year. And so that's actually one of the things that I did in working with Harlem Commonwealth and supporting them with their YouTube channel. I did suggest to them strongly certain things that would be great to come together to make a year-end video. And then I ended up editing the video and all that type of stuff. And so partnerships, they have ebbed and flowed. I also have another partnership that is in formation. We have almost solidified how things are going to look. We just need to finish contract how things are going to look. And this particular school is going to be in Manhattan on the east side of Manhattan. And so things are still moving. You know, for people who are like, it's COVID, everything stopped. Not per se. Maybe direct personal interaction with certain folks may have stopped for you, but the world and what all of us had to get done, especially those of us running a business, that didn't stop. We just had to pivot. And so now we're in the process as an organization, as Triple F Empowerment Inc., we're in the process of doing kind of a repivot now, right? We have to situate and kind of let people know, okay, these are the days that mssteph is available. This is what we're able to do for your organization. This is what we need from you. That's the other thing that I've really learned. And over the years, the many years I've been doing programming in New York City, but also this particular year plus, right? Because it's more than a year now that we've been doing this whole COVID thing. This is now going over 18 months now, right? Because if you say December 2019 was kind of when the sprinklings of conversation, and then I would say around February is when I started noticing changes in how we were interacting with folks. And then, of course, by March 16th, um, life was quite different, right? But now having conversations with our partners about what we need is a thing that I've learned. So if we think about, okay, Ms. Steph, what have you learned in doing this work? Being able to name the needs of our organization. And I'm not just talking about financially, which, yes, I'll get to it. I'll mention it, yada, yada. Yes, of course, financially. Like, duh. Anybody running a business has certain financial needs to keep the business going. Like, I mean, I feel like people just have to acknowledge that. And a nonprofit is a business. We have a specific business model, and there's certain things that we're not necessarily obligated to do. But then there are other things that other businesses are not obligated to do, but we are, right? So all that's being said, I digress a bit. It's not a full digression, but I'm moving off a bit, so I'm going to come back. When we're dealing with partners, and when I'm thinking about what have I learned this year, is to be able to state the needs. I need this information about your students. I need to know how many kids. I need to know what date. I need to know scheduling. If you're going to be closed on a day, I need to know that. You can't just like randomly tell me that day off. Right? And in reality, there are various programs for different reasons that are doing that. Not because they're trying to be difficult for us, but just because everybody was trying to come up and like meet such a cliff and meet such a challenge that for real, like we were getting notified of scheduling changes after arriving on site, after logging in, because as I said, we did still have one site that was in person at the beginning of the school year. And then towards the end of the school year, I was bopping around a little bit, not serious like crazy like before, like as in what is probably going to end up looking like this coming school year. But yeah, so what is it that you need? And being ready to answer that question honestly, realistically, so on and so forth. So the status of partnerships is good. We're definitely being invited to various places. It still stands. A lot of people kind of ask me, well, how do I end up there or at this school, or why don't you come to my kid's school? If you want me at your kid's school, you need to have a conversation with me, and you got to talk to the leadership at their school. 1, 2, 3. That's how it works. And it's not too crazy of a situation to where it's like this backroom negotiation. It's not that. It really just is. There needs to, if you really want me to be at your school or at your daycare or at your whatever, we have to have a conversation. And all of the partners we have now are resulting in a phone call. It's a phone call, and it's from them to me. There was a time period when I thought I was going to have to really like hustle and do a lot of like grabbing, and I was like writing up things and trying to come up with programs and this, that, and whatever name, the cute name. And yeah, no, it's not that. It's okay. So the work that is already transpired that I've already done is the business card. That work, the fact that people can go on YouTube, hi, and see that I have literally like free STEAM lessons. The fact that you can go on the website and see we have various partners. The fact that you can call me and see, oh, I have report kind of format. So at the end of the school year, I'm going to give you a report if you ask for it. So all of that has happened and is happening, for this school year. We're wrapping up the school year. Yesterday was the last day of Department of Education, like the public schools here in New York City. And I was able to get all my reports out beforehand, reports and or year-end deliverables out. So now it's summer camp. That's what I'm focused on now, summer camp. So I'm going to do a quick little FYI and a reminder. The links are definitely down below in the description. I've already put that stuff in. So if you're wondering how to support Summer Science Club 2021, the link is definitely down there. Or if all else fails, just hop on the website at www.tfempowerment.org. If you're wondering how to get a hold of me, like if you lose anything or you can't find, you don't know which link to do, going to our website is really, frankly, the thing that's really going to get you what you need, going to be able to get you the information that you need. Okay. You'll be able to get an email to me. You'll be able to register for Science Club. You'll be able to support Science Club. You'll be able to see, there's one page where I've got my Instagram up. You'll be able to see past videos. All that stuff is there on our website, www.tfempowerment.org. That is there for you. So just to go really quickly back to information about the let me find it, our exponential growth campaign. We have raised about 50% of the goal that makes it so summer camp happens without stress for Miss Steph. That's the nice way for me to say it. Again, why am I doing these updates? One, so I can look back and see myself over the year and go, oh, that's what happened that time when we were all doing COVID. But also so that you all can get an idea of what's going on, how you can help, how you can engage. And one of the big things is it's a nonprofit. And so nonprofits are, if we charge, which I do not charge for everything, and it's not even me, it's the organization. By the way, no one owns a nonprofit, right? So if you all are like, Ms. Steph's nonprofit, as in you're saying Ms. Steph, the founder, that's who founded it. But it's not mine, as in like there's not stocks or something. There's not, money doesn't go directly to me, We do pay me a salary, yes, because hello, this is my job. And if I was working for another nonprofit, which I have worked for almost only nonprofits over the last 12 years of my 12, actually more than 12 years, last like 16 years of my life. I've worked for nonprofits solely, and I've had a salary at all of those places because there's a cost of living in New York City and other places, right? So when you're thinking about nonprofit, it doesn't mean no money. It just means that the people running it, myself, we do not make a profit off of things. Do most of us get paid in some way? Those of us like who are executive directors and those types of things, yes, frankly, because like this is what we do for a quote unquote living. And so for me to be able to serve the community and not have to get another job, which by the way, I do have a second job for financial reasons. For us to do that, we have to raise a certain amount of money. So yeah, just, I don't know how much of a reality check that is for whoever is watching, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And I find myself having to explain that to people. And people are like, there are grants that are only for programs and not for operations and not for salary. Okay, but how are people expected to be able to afford to just give, right? So then you regulate the program to only people who are independently wealthy to be able to provide services, right? You see how that's problematic? Okay. Oh wow, somebody is just playing really loud music. I don't know if y'all can hear it or whatever, but you know, I feel like I said it in the beginning. It's very distracting for me, and it's really hard for me not to comment on it. Anyways, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing. Um, one of the other reasons why I'm sitting here is because I thought it would be fun to kind of show you some of the materials that I have for Summer Science Club. Right? So I already showed you the slime activator. So what's fun though is that these two things are actually both slime activator. This is mine that I've made. It's borax, powder, and water, and a little bit of baking soda, just a touch. And it's also some dish soap. And then this is the Elmer's magical liquid. Now, I have several slime videos loaded on my channel already. If you're wondering how I use it and all that type of stuff, I did a video that was geared towards grown-ups, a slime video for grown-ups, just last week actually. And I used both of these in the same batch of slime, and I talked to you about the differences. And so one of the reasons why I have this, see, I'm packaging my own slime activator, is such that it is so that we can do an experiment, and I am using the word experiment on purpose, so that we can do an experiment with my remote pod, for them to get to see the differences between your traditional old school borax, like mix it up DIY in the kitchen slime activator, as compared to the stuff that's manufactured and you've had multiple chemical engineers working on it, and it's, you know, has gone through the engineering design process several times, right? So that's fun. Okay. Other materials. This is a new material that I'm using this year, that I've not used in the past. Oh, I thought I had the one that I had opened. So if you've ever seen me do the Play-Doh, the Play-Doh circuits, right, y'all? So Play-Doh circuits, I like make a circuit, a complete circuit involving Play-Doh. Okay, Play-Doh conducts electricity because it has salt in it. Salt made out of metals, and therefore can conduct electricity. Okay, yada yada yada. Pretty like basic concept, but most people don't know that you can use Play-Doh to conduct electricity. It's really quite fun, and of course, for children who love Play-Doh, it's a great way. It's an access point for them. You know, I'm really big on access points for children. So anywho, do you see kind of the little proby in there? So instead of using, oh, where's the other ones? Instead of using my alligator clip ones where I have to basically cut this like homemade, do this homemade wire, whatnot, I decided to buy the ones that have the exposed metal on the end, okay, and then the alligator clip here. This clip then connects to your 9-volt battery. All right. So yeah, so we've got those fun trinkets. Then we have these, which is just, you know, a return product that I've like been using for years. And this is part of the Play-Doh circuit kits that I'll send. I'll send out some of the LEDs right? Each kid will get those. And of course, we'll do LEDs at the in-person science club. You know, another new material that I've got, I ordered these containers. And, you know, each year you get better. Again, another reason why I do these updates is like for tips and tricks for teachers too. Like there's stuff that maybe you haven't thought of, but you need a solution for, right? So slime, as most of us know, gets dry after being out and exposed to the air. And it really depends on how much of the surface area of the product you're exposing to the air, but that's a whole thing, okay? But slime needs to be in an airtight container to be preserved the longest, right? And then you need to make it in something. So why not make it and store it in the same container? Now, some, of course, parental units may not want their child using their like regular quote unquote Tupperware and all that type of stuff for it. Well, I'm going to be using these this year. So I'll send, like I said, some to my remote pod, and then of course we'll use them with my in-person students in summer as well as throughout the school year if they work. I use summer camp as a time to kind of test things out because I have the children for so many hours and because I have so much more control over what's going on. I have my own classroom. They're all together in one space and all that type of stuff, as compared to me just like pushing into someone else's space and all that type of stuff. So yeah, so what I did was I ordered little takeout containers. That's what I typed into Amazon. Yes, I know Amazon. I know we have our feelings about it. But until I can get all the stuff that I need somewhere other than Amazon, I am relegated to still use them. I also have what else? Let's have some other fun. So this is kind of a bit of an unboxing, y'all. You know, once again, that's why we're sitting by the Tiny Twins today. So here, this is going to be a part of, you know, what I'm shipping, and then, you know, I'll keep some, right? So this is a what? Does anybody know what this is? Have you seen this? Okay. Another thing I get from Amazon because I can get so many different things. Content. This is a, right now you're looking at it and you're probably thinking, oh, that's a film canister. Okay. They come in black or they come in this fabulous kind of clear whitish stuff. This aerosol tab. You can do a rocket activity with that and some water. Yeah. And you can also kind of like put little, you know, it could be decorated and all that type of stuff if you want to go quite that far. But yeah. Okay. Pellets. Okay. And here comes the sirens. Y'all know, you knew at some point all that noise was going to start coming. Okay. These are minute soil pellets. Right. So instead of trying to ship soil, again, I'd like to do these videos for so many reasons, and one of them is really for tips. So a lot of noise in the background. One of them is for tips and tricks. If you're a science teacher who's mailing stuff for whatever reason, and you're like, I want to do plants this year, and I don't really want to have to send parents out to like go get anything. I want to send the whole kit, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to send soil. Type in minute soil pellets into your search engine. I use Amazon. You ain't got to use Amazon if you don't want to. Okay. What I will say is if you do want to use Amazon and you want to support us while you're doing it, you can also use Amazon Smile. We are, you know, an Amazon Smile affiliate. And so you can, you know, type in our our code and all that type of stuff, and be able to uh-oh, this is taking me somewhere I don't want to go. I'm trying to pull this up for you all, and I've got like it took me somewhere else. But yeah, so you can use Amazon Smile and name us as your charity, and when you do purchase things on Amazon, someone will get benefit of it. You know, you can help support us in that way if you would like to. Okay, and once again, that's called Amazon Smile. I'm going to grab the link for you. There we go, there we go, there we go. All right. Amazon Smile. Okay. So let's put that up. Okay. And all of these things that I'm showing you, I got on Amazon. I actually got all of this stuff on it. Other things that we're using this summer, safety goggles that I started instituting just a couple of summers ago. I was like, okay, we have to have safety, some type of safety gear, some type of something. One, when there's something about putting on safety goggles that makes a child feel like they're really, truly a scientist, even though, frankly, children are natural scientists. Children, in my opinion, are better scientists than we are. You know, they might not follow the quote unquote science rules, but they really have that curiosity. Yeah, that some of us kind of lose. What else? In my slime video, okay, you're going to notice, especially my recent one, I definitely want y'all to check that out, like that video of, you know, how can I do slime as an adult, as a grown-up, you know? What kind of slime can I make, right? That, not only what kind of slime can I make, but like, how do I do this in a way that works well? And how do I make sure it actually always comes out properly, this, that, and the third? Well, guess what? I have a video for you. And that's this video that I'm about to put up really quick. I'll show you the link really quickly. But yeah, so that being said, in that video, you're going to notice that I used two different kinds of glue. I used this white glue, and then the clear glue is like all the way over there. I used white glue and clear glue together. Just like I said, I used my DIY slime activator as well as the Elmer's magical liquid. Same type of concept. There's something that happens when you mix them together. Okay. Forgive me. I'm going to just check a little something. Okay. What else is over here? Yeah. Then I found these. So I found these. And for those of you who've watched my catapult videos, okay, you know that normally I use just plain 6. But when you're doing an art and science program, okay, you want the children to have as much creativity, much of a creative outlet as possible. So yeah, so we're doing this. We've got these 6. I'm also going to be sending a balance out. Okay. These are fabulous. So yeah, again, shout out to my teachers, my fellow science teachers. You can order these. You see how 1, 2, 3. Any science teacher, y'all know what these are. Okay. But these are balances. Okay. And they come in like packs of 15. So this summer, when we're still kind of trying to navigate COVID and the reality of children all being in the same classroom, but kind of needing their own set of stuff. That's another thing that I had to take into consideration. And that's another thing you're supporting us with when you do send in monies. And by the way, that comment, the comment that I made earlier, donations from donors like you do not go towards my adult staff, myself. They go towards this stuff. So that's a commitment that I've just kind of made in my heart, that when I get donations and stuff, especially for summer camp, that goes to camp. That is not going towards paying me. Okay, so just in case people are confused about the comments I was making earlier, that's not what I'm saying. Okay. So anywho, to be able to purchase all that stuff, right? Because we need a balance for everybody, because them sharing things is problematic in various ways, but for everybody to have their own set of food coloring, again, reasons why I buy stuff on Amazon. I can get this bulk stuff, right? This came today, like today, literally just a few hours ago. I'll be teaching about electricity. And so these cute little fans let you know that your circuit is complete, okay, by spinning, all these different things that kids can learn, if we just put together these kits for them, so anywho, I could, be here all day talking to you all about the fun materials, but like I said, that's why I'm sitting here by the tiny twins today. I wanted to give you an opportunity to do a quick little walkthrough with me on some of the materials. I mean, that's just some of the stuff we're going to be using, because I do keep them completely occupied. For those of you wondering, as far as what am I like doing with kids for 6 weeks of programming, six weeks, we're gonna be 9 to 4 this year. So that's a lot of hours to fill. We fill that using my philosophy of just of a couple of things. One of my philosophies is that it should be hands-on. It's summer. It should be hands-on, period. So we do have 2 STEAM activities a day. Okay? So we've got 2 STEAM activities a day. We have this more intellectual kind of exploration of science via some type of activity in the morning, and then in the afternoon it's more of a science play type thing. We literally call that block science play. And then we also have an hour plus of playtime, like free time, because it's summer and they should get a chance to play games and sit and play with Play-Doh if they want to, because they're children. Like, there needs to be structure and order for our kids, but they don't need to be like, overly structured. They have to have some time to just play and choose their activities. We're also going to be going on some nature walk stuff, to go to the park and all that type of stuff this summer. Field trips. I have been asked, okay, so what's your field trip policy this year? We are not going to go on like your quote unquote proper field trip, just because there's too many questions around it for me, as far as certain places and like then getting there, right? So putting them masses of children on the train already made me uncomfortable. Now, plus you throw in COVID. No, thank you. Or even on a bus, which is in an enclosed space, right? So then do we now spend funds? Okay, because we have to spend them responsibly. Hello, I don't just spend them on whatever. Do we now spend funds on getting a bus bigger than we need to, than we would normally need to, because we have to have social distancing on the bus, right? So all of those things are things that I'm in the process of working out the kinks, because normally by this time, honey, child, girl, I mean, campus completely done, completely planned. Schedules are published, this, that, and the third. Whereas this year, I'm having to take into account whatever change in regulation, as I mentioned earlier, comes about. Whatever's going on with location, all that type of stuff. Because anybody who registered their child, several months back, knows that we even changed summer camp location since I published that we were doing in-person camp this year. So all of these things, you just have to really be flexible. Yeah, it's a challenge. It's peculiar. You're wanting to be flexible. You're wanting to be available. You're wanting to go, yes, we're learning science and that's the focus. But again, coming back to why I do these updates and why I sit and talk to you for a half an hour plus. This is almost gonna be 45 minutes, this one. It's one, so that you get ideas of some tips and tricks for my fellow teachers. It's two, so that so I can provide some transparency, especially since we're not out and about as much, to give some transparency to families and really to stakeholders like donors and all that type of stuff, to give you an idea of what is she doing, and to give you more insight into what's happening in the day to day. And really finally, like I said, something to look back on, and really to see how, though this year has been a challenge, and everybody keeps saying year, but child, I feel like we're going on 18 months now. Though this time in history, okay, has been challenging, it has forced so many changes and so much growth. And I love getting to see growth, and I love getting to encourage, inspire, empower, encourage. That's what Triple F Empowerment does. That's the motto that I picked, that was on my spirit to pick. And, God led to choose that as our motto, our mission, our vision, our theme, all that type of stuff. However you see those words, that language, however you can access it. But that's our thing that we do. And talking to you about what I'm going through each month helps me empower self and also empower you. There might be some of you out there listening to this, might be someone who's like wondering, do I want to take the plunge? Do I start a nonprofit? Do I start a business? What is it going to take? What am I going to have to sacrifice? Who am I going to have to talk to? What things do I need to do? What forms do I fill out? When I'm running a summer program, how does that happen? What do I have to take in consideration? I'm talking to all of y'all. Parents, new parents who can't just drop by and see me teach in person somewhere. I want to know about this person. Well, guess what? Here I am online a lot. There's these, you can listen to these updates. I also have a podcast, and that podcast is not about, well, I mean, it's about teaching, but it's really just about like me and my musings of personal life stuff. And links to that are down below too. I am findable. I am not excessively, I don't believe in just like excessive tell you business. However, I do believe in sharing testimony in a way that's helpful, that helps other people move forward. So with that, I think I kind of want to say, thank you. I mean, it's been fun hanging out with you all today. I do hope that you will like, comment, share, subscribe, and whatnot. The comments will be on for this particular video. And yeah, send me a message, the information down below. Send me a message if you would like to know how to do this. If you're interested in getting some support at your New York City based school, if you're interested in um, kind of intentionally walking through some of my online videos with your child, and you want to have maybe a conversation with me about that, I'm available to that. And of course, you know, if you're interested in supporting, do that. If you want to support the organization, those links are down below. Definitely give through the website. And if you're interested in just buying me a coffee, as it were, and just, you know, kind of tipping me a little bit for this content, if you're enjoying this content, go ahead and go on, buy me a coffee and go through that process. Okay, so I say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.